I'm currently scavenging through the ruins of old Romero. They say the city's where the zombie outbreak started before it spread to the rest of the continent. There's a bridge to the east that they tried to demolish to stop the spread of the infection, but it was already too late. In this world, I have to travel around from ruin to ruin. Zombies are a constant threat, but probably even more dangerous is the constant small chance that I'm going to encounter another player who wants to kill me. So this is MineZ. This is like, I guess the best way to explain this is an adventure zombie survival, a post-apocalyptic Minecraft server. And yeah, this has been around for a long time. This is a server where you have to explore this massive world map with all these kind of destroyed, ruined cities that have been overrun with the undead. And you just have to find as much gear as you can, try to survive, and mainly the end game goals are to get to the sort of the hardest, most northern areas, and also maybe to do some of the hard dungeons to get the best gear in the game. And this server is very fun, in my opinion. I really like this server, and I have had a lot of fun. I come back to it at least every few years and just sort of like run around. I've never been that good at it, but I do just really enjoy it, and I'll talk about all the reasons why in a second. Yeah, I'm kind of just curious how many of you watching this like know about this server or remember it, because I'm kind of curious exactly how popular it was. I think it was pretty popular at some point, but its player base has dwindled quite a bit, although there are quite a few people on right now. But like this, what you're seeing right now is probably about the peak number of players you'll see nowadays. You know, it's been well over a decade since the peak of this game. I think there were a few major YouTubers. I think Ant Venom played it, someone else. And those videos have millions of views, but those are pretty old videos. The one video series that I remember most about this server is the PBG gameplay. Oh, holy crap, that's a lot of zombies right here. Is the PBG gameplay series Hardcore, where it's this YouTuber, Peanut Butter Gamer, would like play this game and other games with his friends on hardcore mode. So they would all play together, but when one of them died, they were just out. So it was kind of really fun, where it felt like a real survival situation where they were getting picked off one by one. So that's one of the memories I have of this game. One of the things that kind of got me into it. But yeah, this game is really awesome. Like I said, it's kind of like a scavenging exploration survival thing. You are basically stuck in adventure mode. So you can't break or place most blocks under normal circumstances, but you can go around to ruins in various places in the world to find chests full of gear. Now, I'm in Romero right now, which is one of the starting areas, so it's pretty easy down here. The zombies are not as strong, but also the gear is not as good. So kind of the implicit goal of this game is to get farther north. The farther north you get, the more better gear you'll find, but also more and tougher zombies. So it kind of becomes a point, like where I am almost right now, where I'm kind of just going around Romero, this starting town, and like there's kind of a cap on how much more good gear I can get, because this town just doesn't offer that much great gear. Eventually I will have to start moving on. I'll have to leave the borders of the town into the wilderness and try to find some more locations, ruins, old abandoned buildings to try to scavenge from. It's actually really fun, especially if you don't know the map that well, because it does feel like sort of exploring a new world and sort of seeing what you can find. And that's really what I love most about this server, is the exploration aspect. And one of the things that I think is really neat about this map, which is a huge world, by the way, it's a very large map. But yeah, one of the things that makes this so interesting to me is that there is a lore to this map, and like it's pretty interesting lore in a lot of places. And as you're traveling around, you can find this lore. Some of it is environmental, like you'll just find objects and you can kind of piece together a story of some of these locations. And some of it is you'll find these enchanting tables. Now, these don't actually enchant anything, but when you right click on them, they'll give you a little piece of story. So kind of like what I was saying in the beginning, this is the city of Romero. It's kind of like the story is that this is where the zombie outbreak started. And then it spread to the rest of the world, and that's kind of what destroyed this whole Minecraft world. And I really like the lore for this city. You can go down into the sewers too, and if you go there, you can find some other lore that like all the bodies from the plague were put into the sewers, right, to keep them down there. But then when they came back to life, they sort of had this problem where like this huge horde of undead was just pouring out of the city's sewers, and it just overran the city. Like they couldn't do anything about it. So this building in Romero is called the Night's Watch headquarters. But in this building on the second floor, there's another lore thing that also just sort of expands upon Romero's history, how the city's watch tried to blow up the bridge to the east, but like it was already too late, and that backfired because all it did was just sort of isolate the eastern continent, and so they couldn't get any help. It's just, I don't know, it's really cool. I love like learning the story of what went wrong when the outbreak started. Oh, there's a trap chest. Yeah, some of the chests will actually be trap chests, and you can notice from the little red ring, just like a normal trap chest. But yeah, a zombie will pop out and attack you, so that'll keep you on your toes. Okay, I think we are probably done here in Romero. I'm gonna try to sneak my way out of the city without attracting attention. Oh man. I think I can just sneak past. The zombies in this server are not like normal Minecraft zombies. They have really good like hearing, but they run fast, so they're not slow. They run just just a little slower than like your sprinting speed, so they're very fast, and they have hearing too. So there is like a noise mechanic in this server, and so right now I'm not sprinting, I'm sneaking, meaning I'm not making that much noise. So I think luckily I was able to sneak past there. But if I was like sprinting and jumping, for example, that's like the most noise I can make, and I would have a huge horde of zombies coming after me if I had done that. Also, when zombies hit you, they usually just do damage, but there's also a chance they can cause bleeding, which it's like damage over time, and to stop that you need a bandage, which I've lost my only bandage because I'm dumb. So I'm really hoping I can find another one of those. Another thing they can do is give you infection, like zombie infection. So you need these buckets of milk called antidotes to cure that, or else I believe you will die. Though it's been a while since I've been infected, so I may be wrong on that one. Okay, I think there's a little opening somewhere down here where we can escape through the wall and go out to freedom. Yes, here it is. Okay. All right, so we're free from the city, and we're out in the wilderness for now. But in order to get better gear, we will need to find more sites like this that we can scavenge from. I also need to get water. So there's two things that you need to kind of keep track of. Thirst. So you will need to carry these water balls with you and drink every so often. And if you see the enchantment number down there where it says 19, instead of showing your levels, now that shows your level of thirst. So it starts at 20 for fully hydrated, and then it slowly ticks down to 0 when you'll start taking damage. So you just need to kind of keep track of your water supply and make sure you have enough. I always carry 2 bottles with me. I feel like that's usually enough for any situation. There's usually, I'm usually not far enough from water that I'll ever need more than 2 bottles. And of course, there's also hunger, like in normal Minecraft. So you just need to keep some food on hand, find that in chests. But as you can see from my health right now, you can't regenerate health normally from having a full hunger bar. So you will need to find potions and such if you want to restore any health. So that's why I have kind of a huge stockade right here of potions, just in case I get in any dire situation I need to heal. Those will be super necessary. All right, I'm going through the woods. There's a zombie right there, wild zombie. I do think we're going to travel west a little bit instead of going due north, just so I can show you one of my favorite places in the game. But since I'm talking about traveling and locations, I think I'll talk about one of the coolest aspects of this map, in my opinion. One of my favorite aspects is the map. Shotbow has a page on their website of the MineZ map, and it's this huge isometric map I love isometric maps. If you've seen a lot of my videos, you may have picked up on that. I love any like type of like game map that lets you see all the details of the world you're in. And that map is super helpful because it tells you, you know, where everything is, and it also tells you what kind of chests you can find there. And it's kind of cool because you can like look at it and see like, okay, so I'm in Romero, and now I can kind of go north, and then, you know, we'll go here, and we'll get those items before we move on to the far north. And I think that's really, really fun. I love just looking over this map. Preparing for this video, I probably spent way too much time just poring over the MineZ map and just having fun looking at all the different locations and some places that I've never been before, kind of reminiscing about the times I was there in past years. Okay, so we found the main road here. For now, it should be safe to keep to the main road, actually, and if you follow the road, it will take you to different locations, but you can only follow it really safely up to a certain point. There is a certain line, I'm not sure exactly how far north it is, like the coordinates, but it's like the PvP line. So as long as you're south of that line, so all the starting cities, you know, and a good amount of locations past that, you are safe. There is no PvP allowed. You can kind of explore these southern areas with a bit of a sense of safety, because other players will not be able to attack you, and in my opinion, other players are probably one of the biggest threats you will face in this game. I actually remember when they did not have the PvP line, and people could just attack you wherever, even in the starting areas. I think that was kind of interesting. You know, it kept you on your toes for the entire game, but I kind of understand why they would do that. A long time ago, I was playing with my friend, and we were like in a starting area, you know, like we were in Romero or something like that, and we had just gotten, you know, whatever, leather armor, wooden swords. And I remember there were these people like iron armor and iron swords, and they were just running around like spawn killing everyone, like all the people with terrible gear. So I wonder if that's kind of the reason why they added the PvP line, to just prevent that, because that is kind of shitty to just like come and ruin everyone's experience just because, you know, you got to the end of the game and you got all the best gear. But I guess on the flip side, I could see you arguing like, hey, that's MineZ, you know, that's this is zombie survival. It's not supposed to be fair. Okay, there's actually some parkour here to get to the top of this like farm silo thing. I remember that because I was doing it recently. So let me just see if I can actually do this, because it is pretty hard, and I'm not like the best at parkour. Okay, go there, and then like that, like this, there. Fudge. Okay. Oh no. This one's hard. Oh yes. Nice. All right. You know what's funny? After all these years, I still double tap forward to sprint instead of using control, just because like that's how you had to do it really early on, and I never got out of the habit. Damn it. But it would probably help me if I got used to using control. I'm actually gonna have to use a potion. This is so dumb. I don't know if this is worth it, because this might just be like food, and I don't really need food that much right now. But I've already started doing it, and I feel like it's gonna be lame in the video if I don't finish it, so I'm gonna try to finish it. Okay, this one. Whew. This one. Okay. It's hard. Oh, that one is really hard. Oh, I think I got it. Just don't screw this up. Yay! I did it! Didn't really give me anything I didn't already have, but oh well. There is quite a bit of parkour in this world, especially in some of the dungeons. I know that they have some pretty hard parkour. Some of the dungeons get really difficult. Funnily, like, I never really did any of the dungeons. I don't know why. I just never really tried, I guess. But yeah, maybe that's something I should try to accomplish in this video, is beat one dungeon at least, because I know the dungeons are like a big thing in this. A lot of that requires more than one player. There's a lot of things that sort of encourage or even require you to have like a group of at least 2 people. I haven't done that in a long time. But yeah, I mean, that's just kind of how I am. I'm kind of a loner, and I really enjoy just exploring this world on my own. There's something really exciting about it, actually. It's not like the same as if I had just downloaded this world, you know, and then explored it in creative or survival or something, you know. The fact that it's online, the fact that I have to manage resources, look out for zombies, but especially the fact that there's always that threat, you know, that small chance that I'll be out in the wilderness and I'll encounter another player who tries to kill me. That sort of just makes it like kind of thrilling, you know. It's like I want to get to these places and explore these locations in the north just because like I want to see them, because I think it'll be cool, but also like I have to be careful on this journey and I have to look out for danger the whole way, and it makes it exciting, and it makes it even cooler when I actually do find these places, because oftentimes I will die before I reach the end. So yeah, I find it really cool to just explore this world. You'll definitely find some larger structures, you know, like the towns and stuff. But I think it's cool that you can also find these little scattered structures, like this old, just abandoned wagon, and there's some blood and gore nearby, suggesting that there was something bad that happened here. Okay, I think we're coming up on location. One of my favorite spots in the game. It's not this house, but I think it's past it a little bit. But we can explore these abandoned houses real quick. I do like just admiring some of the buildings in this server. They're really cool. They got some great builders here. I'll grab another apple because those stack up to 2. And what the heck, I'll grab melons just for now. I should drink water. I'm at 1. That's not really safe. I am out of water right now, so hopefully this next area has some. I'm pretty sure it does, if I remember correctly. But this is Consilio University. It's nothing too insane. You know, I don't think it has really crazy loot, but I always loved this structure because it's like an abandoned university, and I don't know why, but it always really fascinated me. There's a few different ways in, as you can see. We can just go in through right here. But yeah, this is cool because you'll walk through, you'll see these rooms like this used to be, you know, some sort of dining room or something. You'll see all the tables. Maybe it was a study area, I don't know. There's some classrooms that are really cool, and then it's in the middle is this huge courtyard, and the whole university itself is like this big square shape that encircles this courtyard, which is actually the inspiration for the shape of my alchemist's guild in my beta world. For those of you who know about that, the way it's sort of like a square shape enclosing this courtyard, I just think that's a really cool design. Might as well grab these potions. I mean, I have the space, so you know. I think there's some classrooms back here which are really cool. Yeah, I love the designs of these, with the blackboard in the front, and then these rows of desks where students used to sit. It's kind of sad. It's so nice, you know, when you think of all the students who used to learn here. Oh my god. Oh, that scared me. Okay, good. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to get water. Forgot about that. There's a cool little like lore over in this corner. Here's the news board for the university, and you see these notes, which must have been like right before everything went to crap, or I guess right as it was going to crap. Regular activities will be suspended until further notice. All classes will be replaced with combat and survival training. Personnel entering without authorization will be detained. I don't know why. It's a little detail, but I really liked just like finding that and you know, reading it. I really do enjoy the kind of story that they have going on in this world. When you first look at this world, it kind of does just look like a bunch of builds thrown together. And I think part of that is because I believe it's made by different people. Of course, you know, this would be a lot for one person to make by themselves. But there is like a lore that has at least a general, you know, overarching story throughout the world. And there are places where there's like multiple nearby locations that are tied together into one smaller story. But yeah, that's Consilio University. Yeah, I love it. I actually remember when it looked really different. I mean, this server has been around for a long time, and a lot of the places and locations have been updated. you know, the build styles have been changed and added more detail or made bigger or something like that, which makes perfect sense. You know, this has been around for over a decade. It makes sense that they would update and change the things. Sometimes I do get a little nostalgic. You know, there's that evil word there, nostalgia. No, but really, sometimes I do remember how the things looked and kind of think back fondly on them. Interestingly, a lot of these places have, if you go on the wiki page, it actually shows you a picture of what the location used to look like, which I think that's really cool. Just for like posterity, you know, to show people what it used to look like. You can actually go see the old Consilio University build and how it used to look when I first started playing, which is how I kind of remember it fondly. But yeah, they have updated most things. Some things I'm pretty sure they have not updated, which I think is cool to just keep some things as their original builds. Romero definitely stands out to me as one of those places, because it's, if you look at it, the build style is definitely like older kind of Minecraft build styles, you know, the sort of retro style, which of course I like a lot, you know, as someone who plays a lot of old Minecraft. I really appreciate that simpler style with the wool walls, you know. So I really like Romero, and I think it's cool that they kept at least one of the starting towns with its, you know, original style. I would actually be interested to know if there are any like older map downloads for the MineZ map, because I mean, I would love to go back and walk through an old version of this map. Oh, here we just found the PvE border. Okay, so this is what I was talking about earlier. As soon as I cross this, I am in substantially more danger because people will be able to kill me across this line. Let's go ahead and get some water before we embark on the next step of our journey. Okay, so let me actually go ahead and plan out our route right now using the map. So we just left Consilio University. I think we're about here. And as a goal for the video, I want to get to one of the northernmost locations. Like I said, the game does get harder as you get further north, and some of the locations get just harder to traverse as well. So I want to see if we can get to the floating islands here. This is kind of a more insane end game location for me, at least. I've never been able to like quote unquote beat it, that is like get to the top of it, but yeah, it's all these floating islands in a void that you have to parkour around and jump around, and there's like super difficult enemies there. So we'll try to get there. We'll see how far we can get, but yeah, I think that'll be a good goal. If I can't get there in this video, that'll suck, but I'll try my best to go get there. This is where it gets dangerous. So from here on out, I will be kind of keeping a lookout for other players who might want to kill me and take all my stuff. There's actually, there was a time when I was playing years ago, and I got to this location. I can't remember exactly where it was, but I think it was like a graveyard or something. And there was another player there, and he was just like, you know, he was doing the crouch spam thing, you know, acting all friendly and be like, hey, you know, let's cross over the border. Let's go adventure, friend. And I was like, I was so naive. I can't believe I didn't think of this, but obviously he was just trying to get me to cross the border so he could kill me and take all my stuff. And I was like, okay, well, I got everything here, so I'll cross the border. And of course he instantly came over and killed me. I wasn't even looking at him. I completely trusted him, and I just turned my back on him completely, and then he killed me. So that's a funny memory. Okay, we're entering the snowy area now. There's a huge portion of the map that's like a snowy thingy. I think it actually used to be a little bit bigger. They've toned it down slightly, but yeah. Oh, zombie there. I don't think there's anyone at this location. It's pretty kind of remote. Probably not too enticing, so we'll go run over here real quick, see if we can get before moving on. Oh, looking at the map, I'm kind of confused as to where I am right now, honestly. Oh, I'm outside of Ridgevale, actually. So, go this way, we'll find Ridgevale, which I'm pretty sure is one of the oldest towns of the game, unless I'm confusing it with Huntsgrove, which is another town. There's lots of towns, obviously. Yeah, let's go check out Ridgevale. I haven't been here in a long time, so it looks like it's changed a little bit. Oh, someone heard me. Oh, this might draw a lot of attention. Making a lot of noise right now. Generally, I'm not too afraid in these more southern areas because zombies aren't that threatening. Might as well just kill this guy real quick, just to be safe. There are some really tough ones, though, once you get further north. Like, there's pigmen, which I know spawn in the floating islands where we're going. And they're pretty brutal because they explode when they get close to you. And then they also spawn, like, 4 baby zombies. So those suck. Those are really hard to deal with. Oh, there's no chests in this house? Or was it looted recently? Shit. Now I'm afraid. Alright, let's just get what we need and go. I don't want to linger too much in any one location, because I feel like that's probably dangerous. Trap chest. Oh, chainmail. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, let's wear the chainmail. Let's just keep 1 tunic, just to be safe. I do like the architecture here, actually. These buildings are pretty cool. I could see myself enjoying making this in survival. What is this? Ice cream cakes? Oh, so sad. No one got to enjoy those. Oh, fuck. Oh, god damn it. Well, I'm gonna die because I suck at PvP. Yeah. See, that's one of the dangers of exploring in the wild is bandits. Yeah, like it kind of sucks, you know, because you lose all your progress when you die like that. But also, like, that's kind of what makes it exciting, because, you know, you feel that fear of death at any moment when you're north of the border. So I think what we'll do for this run, instead of starting at Romero, and you see a map here of all the starting areas, we'll go ahead and go across the ruined bridge to Carmi, because that's another area that I think is really cool. It's a nice starting town. Let's go ahead and go to Carmi here. This is more of like a port town than Romero. Has these docks here. You have sometimes you'll have little nods to other locations. So for example, you have this Bell Farm grain crate right here, which Bell Farm is another location along the coast. So the lore is kind of like Bell Farm is a big provider of food for these different areas. I don't know, I just think it's cool how they add these little details of how the locations in this world are connected to each other. Or at least were before everything went to crap. This is cool. I always liked the entrance to Carmi here. Oh, there's a zombie right there. He didn't hear me. I always like the entrance to Carmi because you have this gatehouse to this, basically this drawbridge over to the town, and it goes over this wide canal connecting to the ocean. I don't know. I just think that's really cool design. Oh, kind of ambushed me there. All right, let's try to get some starting gear again. I'm wondering what happened here, because they have this like danger sign, keep out, in this boarded up building, and then there's all this like zombie gore in here. That's kind of neat. There's a lore block here. I don't remember what this one says. Port Town Carmi, gateway to the east. Having heard about the quarantine enforced in Romero, Carmi was overwhelmed by refugees crossing the Continental Bridge. Totally unprepared and with no militia to screen the waves of people entering the continent, the virus swarmed into the east. How very terrible. Aha! Potions. That's good. Okay, so one of the reasons I actually came here to Carmi is not just because I think it's cool, which it is, but I was talking about earlier, I've never done a dungeon, and it just so happens one of the like easiest dungeons in the game is here, I think. So yeah, I figured before we go north, I'll just see if I can conquer this real quick. Ooh, sewers. Nice. What a great location for a video game level. All right, some light parkour here looks like. Hopefully won't get too hard. I'm not like particularly good at like parkour and stuff in Minecraft. I'm not particularly good at Minecraft anyways, I just kind of have fun with it. But yeah, some people, once in a while, not very commonly, but some people do get kind of like mad that I'm not playing that well. I remember my BTA video, a lot of people were mad that like I was low on health and I wasn't eating the food that I got from the dungeon that was right in my inventory, which like that's fair because that was kind of dumb. Okay, so far pretty straightforward. I have been in here before. I remember there being more zombies. It's the first part we got to get to. We got to go flick that lever. Do I go here? Which way? Oh, there's one. They even swim kind of fast too. It's scary. I think I can go... No, I can't go that way. I have to go here? Cross, I guess? Yeah. So, gotta switch the sewer gate grate control. But also the storeroom door is jammed. A spare crowbar is left behind for room entry. Watch for rodents. Oh dear God. So we may have to fight some rats or something. I don't actually know what's down there, but we'll see. So sewer grate open. Actually not sure where exactly that is supposed to be. Oh, maybe it's over there? Oh. I'm ready. I'm ready for whatever this game throws at me. I got a stone sword. I'm not afraid. Storage. Work order filed for door repair. Crowbars are temporarily required for storage entry. Okay, well I got my crowbar. Like hit it or... How do I do this? Drop it there? There we go. Okay. Nice. Oh shit, that scared me. Oh God. Oh no! Oh no! No, 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 no! Bilge rats! Oh no! I knew it was gonna be silverfish. You know what's funny? When I was a kid, I actually thought silverfish were rats. Which makes sense. I mean, they look like rats, and that's like a much more common video game enemy than silverfish, which is kind of random. But yeah, that makes sense to have the silverfish be rats. Bilge rats. Can I pick this up? Oh, I can. What the heck? Removes all afflictions and potion effects. Whoa! Is this the loot room? Huh. I think I beat it. Alright, and that was the Carmi sewer. So yay! I've done my first dungeon. It was an extremely difficult one. I'm pretty proud of myself for being able to do that. Alright, I think we're ready to set off to the north again. I'm gonna try to make it to the floating islands. If I get there and die, I'll consider that success, just having gotten there. Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and... Woo! Outrun this guy. Another player there, but obviously I'm not in danger. Oh, nice chainmail. That's good. So this is like a grassland sort of savanna area. Pretty cool in my opinion. There's a couple places here we can stop by. And then I'm going to kind of try to move up the coast to this inland sea. Okay, here we are at Afaya. Another town here in the middle of the savannah. Hoping there's no one here. Go ahead and sneak for a while. Look for name tags. I should keep my eye out for name tags. I kind of became complacent because it's pretty rare actually for me to run into people, but there's kind of a lot of people on right now, so I should be pretty vigilant. What's interesting is right before I got attacked, I went into that house and there were no chests, which is really weird because usually, you know, every building has at least one chest. And that was suspicious to me, but it didn't it didn't make me pause long enough to save myself. Nice, chainmail chest. Alright, luckily no other players there, no bandits. So that's good. We've survived one more location. Alright, I think I'm going to try to travel along the coast now. Yeah, I'll travel along the coast and hit some points of interest between here and the floating islands. Alright, I think we are at our next point of interest. Just keeping my eye out for other people. I believe this is Grey Vale. This is like an island fortress thing, and I always thought it was so cool. So I want to try to see if we can get in. The Archipelago Fortress. Whoa, there were like 2 intros there. That was weird. Let's see what I can do here. But yeah, look at how cool this is. It's like a bunch of scattered little island towers connected with bridges and stuff. I just think that's really cool. I always love the design of this area. Interestingly, I think it's been updated because the map version of it does not match what I'm seeing right now. So yeah, it must have been updated pretty recently and the map just hasn't caught up yet. Also, the map is really fucked up for this location. Yeah, I'm not sure why, but there are multiple parts of the MineZ map that's like there's chunks in the wrong area, and Grey Vale is like one of the worst examples. Like, you can't even tell what's going on. Yeah, not sure what's going on with that. If it's just something about like the map being hard to update and keep completely accurate, I don't really know. Yeah, it would be nice to see that they could update it and make sure all the chunks are in the correct spots. I do want to give kudos to the MineZ team though, and I guess the Shotbow Network team, because they are still updating this server. I mean, it's been like a decade since its peak, surely. But like, no, they're still going. They're still releasing pretty regular, normal updates for the small community that still exists for this game. Ooh, a grenade. That might be useful. Yeah, like just a little while before I started making this video, planning for this video, they made another update. I think it's called Rising Threat, and they made a little YouTube video for it. Before that, I think around like a year or 2 ago, they also made this update called Capital Gains. Apparently that update may have been a little controversial. I don't actually know what the community consensus is, but I just saw in the YouTube video a lot of the comments were like, wow, you're ruining MineZ. Oh, interestingly, I should probably mention there was a sequel to this called MineZ 2. And to be honest, I don't know that much about it. I know that it was open for a while. I remember trying to play it, I think. But now I don't know where it is. I don't know if you can still play it. All I see is MineZ when I go on, the Shotbow Network. But yeah, that was like a thing they tried to do. And from what I'm reading, a lot of people are saying like it was actually popular. Like, people liked it a lot. So I'm not exactly sure what happened there. Maybe someone who knows more about MineZ and the history can fill me in on that in the comments. That would be really cool. But yeah, other than that, like, I have to say, I think it's really cool that the team working on this is still, updating the map and releasing new features. What the heck? Look at this little Steve and Alex. What the heck? That's kind of cute. Little Easter egg or something? I don't know. Whoa. What is this over here? Kind of scared. I really don't want to die because I've gotten kind of far and I want to get to the floating islands for this video. Where is he? I think he might be above us. Oh, that scared me. Yeah, look at this. There's like a king here who died. Wow. So cool. Alright, we've gotten a lot of really good stuff. I think it's time to leave Grey Vale and keep heading north. One thing I maybe should mention is there's been a thing I've noticed when I've been playing in the past few years where, like, there doesn't seem to be as many zombies as before. And maybe it's a thing where it's just like I've gotten used to the game, so like I don't pay attention to the zombies as much. Right? I'm not as afraid of them, so it feels like there's less of them. But sometimes I'll go to towns at night and there just like will not be a single zombie around. which feels weird because how it used to be is like if you run around a town at night, you know, you're dead. You've drawn like a huge crowd of undead. But sometimes now it's like I don't even have to worry about sneaking. I can just run through places without any fear of zombies. Although, to be fair, on this playthrough, as I'm recording for this video, there has been a little more, it looks like. And I'm wondering if that's because there's more players online. Because like the zombies have to do with how many players are online, so it increases the mob cap. I'm not really sure. But yeah, that's just an interesting thing I've noticed. I found like one Reddit thread where people were noticing the same thing. Okay, I think we're about to come up on the floating islands. I can't quite remember how to get there. Oh, shit, that's a player zombie. I think. Oh no, wait. That is a Revenant? I don't know what that is. A special type of zombie, I guess? Oh, shit. Oh, I just accidentally wasted my grenade. What the fuck? No. Leave me alone. What are you? I just wasted my freaking grenade. Alright. Pristine chain helmet. Yay. Don't really need that. Damn it, I wasted my grenade. Oh well, I really hope I don't need it. Let me get my snowball here, just in case I need to distract some zombies. Oh yeah, snowballs are cool, because it'll like make a noise and distract zombies for a little bit. So that's kind of fun. Ooh, okay, here we are. Floating islands. Now, I don't really know exactly how to get to the top. Never been to the top before. But I'm just gonna go and wing it and see how far I can get. We will have to move fast because difficult enemies like pigmen will spawn sort of continuously. So I'm gonna run down here. Looks like this is the path. Jump over here. It's so scary. I'm tensing up right now just because there's like a void underneath. I think I remember this island though. This island is... Yeah, there's a pigment behind me. Need to go, go, go. Whoa. Oh dear God. They're so scary. You know what's funny? After all these years, I still double tap forward to sprint instead of using control. But it would probably help me if I got used to using control. They are very dangerous. I'm gonna... No! I was sprinting! I was sprinting! Damn. Oh, that sucks. That was the worst way to go. That was the stupidest way to go. That was the easiest jump in the world, and I just forgot to sprint. Holy crap. Oh, that sucks. I got all the way there. Okay, I think that might be enough adventuring for this video. Now that I'm here, let me actually just talk about Meridian for a second. So this is like the spawn town. So when you die or when you first load in, you come here. And of course, all the starting locations are like along the coast. The lore here is that you start in this like port town where you take one of these 8 ships that takes you over to one of the starting areas on the main continent. I just think that's kind of cool. Like, you know, even just the starting area, it's probably something that most people don't even spend that much time in, but they put a lot of effort into this, and there's a lot of detail here actually. There's this statue that's like, I actually never even looked at this. What is it? It's like a guy holding hourglasses, I guess. There's some like NPCs around here which will give you stuff. Not like super crazy stuff, but little bonuses. You can get a hoe from this guy, which you can actually use on like farms to dig up crops. If I'm not mistaken, I think there's a ghost over here. Yeah, look at this. There's this thing here that says "click me," but like, and like I can whack it, whatever it is, and I hear the sound, but there's nothing here. When I right click, left click, nothing happens. So Yeah, I don't know what that is, if it's just like a placeholder or something, but I just thought that was kind of funny. Okay, but there is one last thing that I want to show off in the world. Alright, so off in the corner of the map, kind of out of the way on a little island, is this structure, which is called the Cozy Cottage. And some of you may actually recognize the name and also the design. It says Cozy Cottage, please wipe your feet up there, and then you go in, and the chests have despawned. I don't think they've respawned because I'm too close, but there's a few chests in here with some good food, and yeah, it's just like a cozy little place. You go down here, and there's a fake bed and a sign that says all this stuff, and it says I will survive and thrive here. So yeah, this is a little reference to the Survive and Thrive series by Paul Soros Jr. I just thought that was really cool. I actually didn't know this was on the server until very recently, so I thought that was kind of cool. I thought I had to make a pilgrimage to the Cozy Cottage just once. And yeah, I mean that's pretty much it for the video. That's MineZ. It's a really old server, but one that is still active and still actually being updated and people playing on it. I really like this server. I come back to it every so often, and I'll probably come back again. The amount of stuff that I've showed off in this video is really just a tiny fraction of all the locations and areas you can find in this world map. It's really cool. And let me know if you remember the server, or even if you're one of the people who still plays on it. But anyways, yeah, that's basically it. And I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you later.